ball to left center field. Back toward the track. And that ball.
Skeens now with the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Orchestrated, plotted out, but if there's any way that I can get to Sarasota, I want to see the old mates. We'll drive this pitch over familiar territory, slipping it the opposite way over the 372 mark, and Ryan O'Hearn has his first as a Pittsburgh Pirate.
What's up, everybody? This is the Hodgepodge of Nothingness podcast. I'm David Korb, joined by Trent Ging. Y'all recognize him from Still Sex Ray and the Here We Go podcast, but we're here to talk some Pirates. You and I were very opinionated last night on the phone with each other and decided we'd go ahead and maybe knock something out before the game today. So, dude, last night, Pirates lose 4-2. That was excruciating to watch for the 3.5 hours or whatever it was. Dude, what's your initial reaction to this?
I think we clearly have a closer problem right now. That could be step one. You threw essentially a rookie in there to try to close out a game that was right down to the wire. And they had it. They could have won this. They could have pulled this thing out. I mean, they had a chance to win this thing basically twice.
Yeah. And
he gets buried in the first time somehow by some miracle with no outs, and they got bases loaded. He gets out of it. And then you have another opportunity where you take the lead in extra innings, and it just all fell apart for him. So,
yeah, I mean, I believe that Santana is supposed to be the go-to closer. I don't know what they were thinking, deciding to put Barco, a rookie, in that situation. Runner's already on second. Like, dude, you could not have picked a worse scenario for this kid. Like, what are you doing? The fact that literally he went through everything he did that inning, and then the decision to put him back in there for a second time, thinking that there was going to be some kind of, better result, is just unreal to me. I mean, like, you got people out there like, oh, what did you want him to do? And it's like, I don't know. There was your Katie. There might have been other guys you could have went with. Like, how about in general, the people they put in there was wrong in the first place? How about that? I would have put Hunter Barco in there way earlier in the game, not put him in that kind of scenario whatsoever. But that's just me. Another thing too, like, just not even just harp on the bullpen stuff. Like, 17 guys were left on base last night. 17. They were 2 for 18 with runners in scoring position. Like, I don't even know. Like, literally, these last two games, these first two games, like, it all just feels like I'm watching the same team from last year. It really does. Like, I if you'd have told me that in the first game that Skeens was going to be starting and we put up 7 runs that we lose, I'd been like, that's weird. That's usually not what happens. But here we are. But anyways,
that's exactly what happened.
But with this game in general, just an excruciating game to watch. How many guys were on base? No one could get a hit to get him around. Keller had a great start. Let me go ahead and get his stats out. 6 innings, 3 hits, 3 Ks, no walks, dude. Keller had no fucking walks, none. And like, that's really good for him. And they threw it away. They just threw it away.
Yeah.
Like, I just it literally felt like last year. As far as hitting goes, Triolo had a hit. It was a ground ball. He had 4 fucking ground balls and 1 line drive that was caught. Like, I literally want to nickname him Ground Chuck, but only that's supposed to be for pitchers, not for hitters. But anyways, I digress. O'Hearn had a hit. He was 1 for 5. Reynolds had 2 hits, 2 rinky-dink hits. I want to get into him in a little bit. Like, that's a whole nother thing. Ozuna had that hit to right field. That was towards the end of the game. Gonzalez had 2 hits. He had 2 legit hits, actual hits. Lowe had that little rinky-dink hit. York, who else? Mangum had that nice double, had the single. He was just adjusting to the shift that they were doing on the infield, and both hits were just smart hits. Like, I don't know. I love that kid, but like I said, I'll get into him as well. But just in general, dude, just to watch the bullpen comes in, and I just knew it was going to be a struggle. It wasn't going to be anything easy because you just saw the other day they looked like shit. So they come in there and just right off the bat, we're walking guys, hitting guys, giving up hits, hanging by the seat of our pants. Dude, Soto, Santana, Lawrence, like, just all these guys, man. Nobody's impressing me at all with this bullpen. Nobody.
And wasn't Soto brought here in part because he was a closer?
Yeah.
Wasn't he a closer at one point in time in his career? And
so.
I think it was, didn't they? I thought they said it on the broadcast even. I thought they said he was it the Texans?
I believe so. He's got closer experience. I know
Texas Rangers. But
Jesus, Lawrence, and then Soto, and then Santana. And it was just like, my God. Like, it's all a struggle. And it's just like, is any of these guys going to, like, just go in and shut it down? And no, not really.
No.
But
Lawrence looked like he was just struggling to locate any part of the plate at all.
Dude.
No, I mean, it's not like he was like missing his spots. You weren't hitting the plate at all.
Yeah,
you missed everything.
And I just it was bad. Lawrence was really bad. 2 walks. Soto had 1, but he had 3 Ks. Santana had 1 walk, but my God, dude, it's tough to watch. It really is. And I mean, like I said, they just struggled in the game that they had to depend on them after Skeens came out in the first inning after throwing 37 fucking pitches. So it just really, really bad. And I'm not seeing anything right now that remotely is showing me that this is going to be different. But individually, I want to talk about some guys. First, the fact that Magnum started in center field this game, and you're like, I wonder if, we will see that much of a difference in the outfield with him out there. And sure shit, we did. Dude hits that ball almost to the fence. He plays it perfect from the start, makes that nice catch. And you have to, some people are like, don't act like Cruz wouldn't have made that catch. And it's like, I don't know if he would have or not. How am I supposed to know if Cruz makes that catch?
Not based on the first game.
So it's one of the things where, I don't know if he would or not. But I tell you what, Magnum looks a whole lot more comfortable out there than Cruz does. Cruz looks like he just should not be put in the outfield anymore moving forward. But that's not going to happen.
No.
They're gonna jam this down our throat. And I don't know how long before we're done with this experiment, but
you can tell he's never played out there before. Like if you've ever played outfield and like the ball comes off the bat different for right-handed hitters than left-handed hitters, like if you've played it before, you know what the ball is going to do. It's always going to have a different spin and it's going to travel differently depending on how it comes off the bat. And then of course you usually can read it off the bat and know where it's going. And he misplayed both times in the other night because he took the wrong steps and let the ball get up over his head. Like, first of all, if you've ever played outfield, the first step is never in. It is never in.
No.
Like you would rather let the ball fall short than let it get up over your head, because now you're talking about extra bases getting involved in this with the hit. I don't know, man. He's got some. I just don't know how you're a professional athlete and you don't understand the very basics of the game.
I hate to say this, but to me, and I know this is being mean, he's a glorified circus freak.
Yeah.
And that is what everybody's attracted to. They are attracted to the fact that the guy can hit the ball 500 feet, 120 miles per hour off the bat, the exit velocities, whatever. They're attracted to the fact he's 6'7".
Yeah.
They're attracted to the fact that he's got an 80-plus arm. You can have all these traits. You can have, the traits, the build, whatever you want to call it. But if you don't have the talent, If you don't have the talent, then you're wasting your time. Like, and I get it. But when you get to the major league level, the pitching is harder to hit. He cannot hit above 200. He can't.
No.
They put him in last night. What does he do? Right off the bat, strikes out.
Yeah.
He can't field. He can't play shortstop. He was a train wreck at shortstop. They tried to put him in the center field. That was a train wreck. But this offseason, he trained with Kevin Cormier. He's going to be really, a lot better. No, he's not. First fucking game. Just ask.
He does not understand situational baseball either. Like, you can tell. And like, as a hitter, when you're a power hitter like he is, like, teams are going to pitch around you. Like, I would almost completely change that kid's mindset to say, be aggressive if you get the first pitch in the zone and you like it, be aggressive on it. Don't take. Like, he's one of the guys that I would not have take. I get the idea of being patient at the plate, working pitch counts to get the pitchers, to get in there, get into the bullpen where you can get to some of the guys who aren't getting paid as much to, hit their spots and locations. But like with that kid, he doesn't understand situational baseball to begin with. And he does struggle when he gets behind in counts. He strikes out damn near every time he's behind in the count, it feels like. So I would let him be aggressive.
He can't hit off speed.
Nope.
It kills him. Next, I want to talk about, Mangum, to me, it's not even just about how his play in center field. It's about the overall. It's just the overall build of this kid. He doesn't hit for power, but he hits. He's going to hit for average. He's going to take off on those bases. He's going to cause mayhem on those bases. And he's such a smart hitter. I was so impressed last night when the Mets were in the shift and the second baseman was moved to behind second base. And they threw a ball. And even though it was on the inside of the plate, he still made sure that he shifted his bat to get it out just to poke it through second base, the open area. And I was like, wow, man, like that is such smart base hitting. Like, I love it. The kid knows he has no power, so he's gonna take what they give him. And that's the thing. And then on the double, this time they shifted the other way, so then they threw him an outside pitch and he took it down third base line. Like, dude, if you can't give me power, then you better give me batting average. You better give me other things, and that's what Mangum does. Like, I've noticed on Twitter there's some haters, like they don't like the kid because he says all the right things. I don't give a fuck about what you say.
Right.
I care about what you do on that fucking field, and what he does on the field is play good baseball, smart, fundamental baseball, and that's what I liked about Mangum, and that's why I want him in this lineup more often over Cruz. You also need a guy who gets on base. You added these home run hitters to your lineup. You need a guy to get on base who's going to get driven in and add these RBI potential situations for the guys that you paid the money to. Like you paid money, like low. I mean, he gets a 2-run home run in the first game. Well, that's because somebody's on base, right? Like, you need the guys who are able to get on base. And he looks like the way he was, like you said, the way he's able to move the ball hitting based on alignments of the defense, like, that's smart hitting. And that's a guy that you think maybe should you start considering that kid for your leadoff spot if he's able to keep this up. Like, that's a guy you want in the leadoff spot who's going to have a high on base percentage that gets on base, and you let the other guys start to drive him in if we ever, stop leaving guys on base. Right. Yeah, no, I get batting him towards the bottom of the order because of the lack of power. I get that, but man, he is fun to watch, and he's productive, and I like him. Triolo, what in the world does this guy have on Donnie?
I don't know, because he's terrible.
Like I can't believe how high up in the order he bats.
I can't either.
Last night it was what, leadoff? Is that right?
Yeah, he was the leadoff hitter.
The first game, I think he was in top 5. I think he was batting 5th, and then today he's batting like 5th. So, and I'll get to that after we're done with all this. But like, why? Like, he had that. I think he had one good hit I want to say when the other night, but I watch, and most of his stuffs are just ground balls. He grounds out to third base and shortstop almost every single fucking time.
Yep, he's 1 for 6. He hit under 200 pretty much every year. He's been called up. Well, he's been called up the last basically year and a half.
Last year he batted 228 for the season. Had 7, maybe 8 home runs, and that was just towards the end. It was just like, where's this coming from? But
he doesn't have a ton of pop. I mean, like, there's nothing like. I think they play him because of his defense. Like, it's not his hitting.
He's a Golden Glove defender. Like, I'm not going to take that away from him. Yeah. I'm impressed they even put him at short because that's where he should be.
That's not your lead.
What's that?
I said, but that's not your leadoff hitter just because you have a Gold Glove.
No.
He turns around and goes 1 for 6 the fucking night he's lead off. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but my God, like he's just not a guy that should be batting in the top 5, 6 of your order. He's a guy that should be batting 8th.
Yep, I was going to say 7th or 8th or something like that. That'd be a perfect spot for him. Because
another guy that I'm really worried about is Reynolds. Brian Reynolds looks lost at the plate, dude. Looks lost. But his hit yesterday was a rinky-dink thing down third base line. He looks like he doesn't. He just looks. He's not ready up there. He doesn't know what's coming at all. Like, he's not up there like trying to figure out what they're going to throw next. It just looks like he's absolutely clueless. This is like the worst I've seen him look, to be honest. And I get it, it's game 2. Like, I understand. But, like, just in spring training, he was looking pretty good. But then I watched him the other night in the game, and I watched him last night, and I'm like, man, what? He don't look right.
Well, and it makes you uncomfortable, too, because he started this way last year. Like, he started last year extremely slow. So, like, are you going to get this same thing out of the gates this year when you see it through 2 games that he doesn't look good behind the plate or at the plate, and you're, like, sitting there thinking, oh, my God, are we about to go through another season where he goes the first month and a half hitting around or below 200 when he's the guy you paid all the money to?
Right.
I mean, we don't pay anybody. So this is the one guy that we actually paid, and now he's coming out slow 2 years in a row when he's the guy we should be leaning on to help the hitting actually catch up to the pitching. Like, our starting pitching is there. I mean,
the thing for me is that now he's got guys to protect him with O'Hearn and Lowe and Ozuna. Now you don't got to, it's not all on you, man.
Right.
So, like, why do you look so lost and uncomfortable at the plate? Like, I don't know. Just really strange. Really hoping he snaps out of it soon. But another guy I wanted to talk about was Gonzalez. He's batting like 400 in 2 games so far. Has looked solid. I'm a Gonzalez guy. I think he's a good hitter.
I like Nicky G.
Like, awful hitter, awful fielder, but great hitter. Like, that's my thing with him. But I'm getting pissed because I keep seeing him batting 8th, or 7th, and it's just like, what are you doing, man? Like, why in the world? Like, I don't know why Triolo continues to bat ahead of him.
I don't either. I pulled it up because you're 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Triolo is 5th, Nicky G 7th.
Yeah,
again, and I don't get it because I don't think Triolo's got any more pop in his bat than Gonzalez has. I mean, Gonzalez actually, he had a stretch last year where he was like hammering the ball.
Yes.
Right before that injury. Remember that right before his injury, he was starting to hammer the ball.
He's got more power than Trillo. At least I believe.
I think so too.
But I don't know why he's not further up in the order. He should be in the top 5. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yep.
But they don't do it. They don't do it.
I know.
And I how you even have, like, even Horwitz, they have Triolo batting ahead of Horwitz.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, why did he get put in the game yesterday to bat?
I don't know.
I saw something that he was batting. Oh, what was it? It was something like he batted 299, something against somebody, and they didn't even put him in. And I was just like, bro, if you know the stats, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But
I mean, Are we not using any type of? Is this the same as the Mike Tomlin thing where we don't use analytics in baseball now either? Like,
oh my god, dude! Like I know they're doing their lefty-righty matchups and all that stuff, but I forget what part of the game it was. It might have been when Magnum came in there with the bases loaded, and I think I saw someone said they should have hit Horwitz for him in that situation because I think it was that exact pitcher he would bat at 300 against, but he didn't do it. So it's like, man, I don't know. They just, but we already talked about the bullpen. So have you seen anything at all that makes you think that this season? So I mean, it's 2 games, but like, have they made you feel like there's anything that's going to be different at all?
No.
I mean,
you can't win games with leaving runners at scoring position. You can't win games if the bullpen is going to come in and blow the games. And, I know the game didn't start out well with first Skeens, but the bullpen didn't help once they got there anyway. Like, it doesn't feel like this team, unless the starters can go basically the distance and hold them to 1 run, it doesn't feel like we're in any different situation. Like, I mean, sure, the first game we put up runs, but we gave up so many that we had to put up runs. Like,
yeah.
And as well as I do, once a team starts stacking a bunch of runs, that they play differently defensively, and they're going to give up some more hits because they're willing to take those, singles out in the outfield as opposed to and they play deeper so they don't give up the doubles, right? Like, so they make you work harder for it, but they're willing to give up some small stuff so that they don't get beat by the big stuff. And that's kind of like when your bullpen and your starting pitching isn't doing well, and then the hitting just leaves one guy after another on base, it's just a recipe for disaster. You can't win games like this.
Right.
Terrible.
All right, so the starting lineup today is Cruz center field, Lowe at second, Reynolds DH, O'Hearn right field, Triolo shortstop, Horwitz first, Gonzalez third base, Davis catching, Magnum left field. Triolo's batting 5th again.
Yep.
You have Magnum and Cruz out there in the outfield.
Yep.
Why in the world? Gonzalez, the poor kid's batting, behind Triolo. Dude. So I get they want to look. Well, that's the other thing. So you got a right-handed pitcher on the mound. So you want to put your lefties out there, but you still put Triolo a righty ahead of Horwitz.
Yep. It makes no sense. It really makes no sense at all.
And if Magnum's a switch hitter, why not move him up ahead of a couple of these guys? Like move him ahead of Davis, at least.
Yep.
Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't either. I don't understand how they're coming up with some of these lineups at all.
The lineup for the Mets is Lindor, Soto, Bichette, Polanco, Robert Jr., Beatty, Seaman, Benj, and Torrens. So basically the same as yesterday. Yeah. So
yeah.
So I don't know, man. This is it's so early. We have such a long season, but man, this has been really disappointing. I was so hyped, and in that first game with Skeens, when Lowe hit that 2-run bomb to give us a 2-0 lead, I was like, oh my God, like it's happening. We're actually going to be better. We're going to put up runs for Skeens. He's going to go get 5-6 innings. And then Cruz crushed that whole thing in the first inning. And it really has snowballed from there to this game all the way to the fucking end of it. I put it on Twitter last night when we were getting towards the end of that game. I said, we know it's going to happen. We already know. We already know. We've seen this song and dance. We know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it took him a couple extra. Like Barco, like how he got away out of that. I'll never know how he got out of that inning. That was incredible. That he had the luck of a goddamn leprechaun to get out of that inning the way he did.
Lowe throws a ball home that is like, if it's this much higher,
Yeah.
that dude's safe.
Yeah.
And then the play that a left-handed pitcher coming to his right side down the third baseline gets that ball and flips at him to beat the runner. Like, that was a really good athletic play. Like, I don't think you would see those two, and they were in consecutive order, right? They went it back to back. They made those two plays.
Yeah.
Like, you would not see that replay out the way it did again. If they did that 100 more goddamn times, it would not play out that same way.
Exactly.
Just nuts. I don't know.
All right, man. Well, that's all I got. They play at 1:40, I believe. Carmen Majinski's on the mound for us. Another one that just boggles my fucking mind that we're forcing this kid to be a starter when him and Barco should have reversed. It should have been flipped. Barco should be the starter.
I agree.
He should be in the bullpen. He can't get through a lineup more than at best twice. At best.
Yeah.
And I don't even know about that. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But they have to fucking hit today. They have to hit.
Yep.
It's the only chance they got.
Can't get swept in the first series of the season either. I mean, that's
bullpen's already
game.
Taxed. It's already taxed, and you got a kid that might not make it more than 3.
Yep.
So I don't know. Maybe we get lucky. Maybe give him 5. But all right. Well, do you have anything else?
I don't have anything else.
All right.
I'm good.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for watching. This is pre-recorded, so we'll put another one of these out there maybe in the next couple of days. But thanks for watching. Take care.
Just like that, I left everything. I dropped out of high school. See ya. I said goodbye to my girlfriend. See ya. And I left my family.